everybody, and welcome to another installment in Majora T Cast Returns. And this time, we're returning with a spectacular guest. Second time, maybe third on the show. We have BioPhoenix. Welcome to the Majora T Cast. Welcome back, I should say, BioPhoenix.
Hello, everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here. And yeah, actually, it's my second time in your cast. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's the second.
Well, we did the For the Love of RPGs, but then I think we also did a discourse on SMT4.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, yeah, so I'm here again, and that's cool. I'm happy for that. And yeah, hope everyone's doing good.
Absolutely. And, you know, I like to kick these things off with kind of a fun question, so I'm going to start off with the fun question. Does PP2 exist?
Does PP2 exist? Oh, I actually, I remember that. That's from my one review I did on the game called The Note. Like, there's this, like, one character, and on the back of her, like, shirt, for some whatever reason, it says, does PP2 exist? And then, of course, I made a joke saying, like, oh, what, does Prince of Persia 2 exist? Well, yes, it does.
Yeah, you got me with that one. That was good.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that I could actually remember some of this, like, stupid stuff I say in my videos, because I have so many of them.
Oh, yeah. So many. But you're like the king of pushing out content, man. Way to go.
Somehow, but I think.
Yeah, man. You're a real legend of time. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. But so okay, let's start with a real question. I know you like the Japanese food, like sushi and stuff. Oh, I'm getting reverb, by the way. Are you using headphones?
No, but I can switch to headphones.
Yeah, I can just splice this out. Pardon the interruption. So we know, or I know, that you like the Japanese food, especially sushi. I was hoping you could give me and the audience a 3-roll special. The BioPhoenix 3-roll special.
Okay. I haven't had, like, actual sushi in, like, a long time. But I always really liked, you know, like, the crab rolls a lot. I know it sounds basic as hell, but I always like those. You know, where you have the crab and avocado and all that. And then, I remember there was one I had that was really good. It doesn't sound like it would be good, but it is. It was the eel, rolls. Those were surprisingly good.
Okay, that's 2.
That's 2. Trying to remember what was the other ones that I used to really like. I know. Okay, I think the other one I'll do is just be shrimp. There you go.
Okay, solid picks. And when you like pick these rolls, are they like the rolls, or is it like, do you get like the cone one sometimes?
Oh, just the rolls. I never really get the cone ones.
Yeah, me neither, because you get like 2 for the same price.
Yeah.
It's not like you can't lick a seaweed, you know.
Yeah.
Ice cream cone. Good picks though. Yeah, I like crab too. It's one of the few fish items I can still return to. But back when I used to love sushi, my favorite was like the fish egg one.
Are you talking about what is it? Caligari or whatever?
Oh, calamari? No, is that what you mean?
No. No, the fish eggs. They're like orange.
Yeah, so there's 2 names for it. One is like the fish roe, ROE, but then they also call it ikura I think that's the one. It's like the small orange ones.
Okay, that's right. Okay, see, there's another name I know for it, but for some reason I can't think of it. No, wait, it's caviar. There you go.
Oh, caviar. Yeah, that's a good side dish. I do like me some good caviar.
Yeah.
Beauty. All right, but we're not here today to talk about fish, although I guess we can. But I wanted to talk to you about your most recent project, which has hit the web by storm, the Trails of Cold Stone.
Oh yeah, the Trails of Cold Steel Bridge series, yep.
Hell yes. Way to go, man. That was awesome. It was an awesome project to watch, and it felt like a real community event. I just wanted to kind of like take a moment and applaud you on it and encourage listeners to go check it out if they haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so yeah, that was a pretty hard project to do, but man, was it a lot of fun.
Talk to me about... oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go.
I was just gonna say, like, what inspired you to do this?
Okay, what inspired me to do this? Okay, there's a bit of a long story behind it. So when it comes to like a bridge series in general, like what a lot of people know about, like like Yu-Gi-Oh, and then there's like Dragon Ball Z from Team Four Star, and then there's the Hellsing one. Those are all classics and are great. But I was always like inspired by them in the sense that I've always wanted to like make my own, and I actually did like years and years ago, based off one of my favorite obscure series called Deception. But don't look that one up because it's really, 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 really bad. It's actually still on my channel.
Go check it out.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to see some cringe shit, yeah, you can go ahead. But yeah, don't expect anything great. But yeah, so I made that. That was a thing. And I did make another one with like a good friend of mine, well, someone that I used to be friends with, but I won't go too much into that because it's a kind of turned into a shit show. But basically, there was another one I did work on it, and for the longest time, I thought it was lost. But a friend of mine, like another one, he actually recovered it, and yeah, watched it all over again. And was like, "This is better, but still isn't great."
Yeah.
And then many years later, I kind of took a break from all that type of stuff because I was too busy, focusing on like my reviews and all that kind of stuff. And then, as I was playing through this RPG series, Trails of Cold Steel and all that, like I really loved them a lot. And as I was like playing through them all, like I was kind of like thinking, like kind of making fun of like certain like parts like in the games. I was kind of like, I actually wonder if someone would like ever do an abridged series off this shit. Like I wasn't expecting to do it myself. I was thinking like maybe like someone else out there would do one, but then of course, it's like now all 4 games are out and no one has not done one yet. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should probably do one. Like I think it would be cool. I mean, I have a few ideas I think could be funny and maybe people would like. And for the longest time I didn't really know how I was gonna do it because normally like I always try and got like people I knew to voice in like my other shit. So I was kind of unsure if I could still do that now. It wasn't until I watched an interview with a voice actor named Kira Buckland. She's known for voicing 2B from Near Automata and all that. She's done a lot of other great stuff too, but that's like the one that most people know her from. But yeah, so I watched an interview with her, and she said that she actually has like a Discord channel where if you have like any projects that you're working on, whether it be your paying or like fan projects or whatever, it could be on like anything. Like yeah, like you can actually scout people out to help you with your stuff, like people that want to become voice actors. So I was kind of thinking like, oh shit, like I can actually get people to help me out with this shit. And yeah, and that's basically where I was going, where I was trying to get people to voice in it. And of course, I got you to help me out with that too. And I've gotten a couple other people that I know on YouTube that can make some funny ass voices and that are totally okay with it. And yeah, I was just like, yeah, okay, well, let's do this. And wrote up a script and everything. And it took me a bit of time to do, but I had a lot of fun doing it. And I'm glad the episode came out the way it did. Like, damn. A lot of time and effort, but I think it was worth it. And of course, episode 2 is going to be on the way. I finished the script for it. I just need to, I'm just waiting to hear back from people. And once I get a few more voices in, then I can actually start editing a bit of it at a time.
Yeah, I think I'm one of them, so I'll get you that stuff soon.
Yeah, you only have like one line, so it'll be easy.
It will be a good line. I promise.
Yeah.
That. Yeah.
All right, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on like just the background info.
It's a great story. I didn't know that you've done ones previously. It seems like kind of a passion project for you, so it's cool to hear that.
Yeah, well, like I said, the first one really sucked.
Yeah, we all got to start somewhere, though.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it's that was the thing, and yeah, like I said, I'm happy that I'm doing the one that I am now because I think I think it's a lot more better overall. I think in terms of quality, in terms of like voices, and like the script is better. I think the jokes are better. Like there's not as much like cringy shit. At least I don't think it's cringy. I don't know. Maybe someone out there might think it is, but I think it's good.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of great liners in there. But Lord, use this.
Yeah.
If you fire me, who's gonna bring you your favorite fruitcake?
Yeah.
That's good. And then the guy who did the Arnold voice, man, he killed it.
Oh yeah, that was my friend Aaronetic. I used to know him as another well, he still has the same channel, just he changed his name, and sometimes I accidentally call him the old name every now and again. But yeah, no, he's a really good guy I've known for a couple of years on YouTube. And yeah, when as soon as I was like thinking like, hey, who should I make Reen? And when I thought about the idea of making him like Arnold Schwarzenegger because his last name's like in the game is Schwarzer, which sounds like, Schwarzenegger, so it's like so it's like, okay, that could work. And then there's also the fact that Arnold also plays a lot of main characters in films, so yeah, there you go, perfect. And yeah, just thought I could make some goofy shit, and as soon as I thought about that, I was like, yeah, I think he would be perfect for that, and he did.
My favorite line from him, I think, is, "I don't know you, and I don't care to know you."
I don't know you. I don't care to know you.
Oh yeah.
That's golden.
The one I always like was the one where he's like oh, what was it there? It was it's like, why are you still talking to me? Why can't you go talk to that doofus kid back there or something? I fucked it up, but yeah, you basically remember it, yeah.
So talk to me about the script writing process. What I don't know, what were your concepts behind forming the script for it?
For the first episode, so basically I just watched the footage, and as I was watching it, I just wrote down like ideas of like just stuff I could like think of, and I wrote down a few for each. And then as I like started watching through, I was thinking like, okay, where would be a good point to start the episode and a good point to end the episode? And I thought the good point to end it was when they fall down the hole to start the tutorial dungeon, just to get things started. And yeah, it's like I said, I kind of went through some ideas, and of course I kind of like changed stuff up as I was going through it, because I was like, okay, like what would make more sense, or what would be funnier, or like stuff like that. Like one thing that is interesting that someone actually pointed out to me, like before, like as I was working on it, and I actually thought this was great, was that, remember that line that Alex did when he was the train conductor?
Right. The train will now be departing at, and I don't remember the name of the place, but yeah.
Yeah, that part where he's like, it's like, all your belongings will be, if they're forgotten, they will be thrown in the incinerator. Yeah. Well, then, of course, there was the whole part with Fee where she forgot her weed on the train. So then now, like, the train's gonna like smell like weed now. And that gave me an idea for like just a future like on-running joke.
Nice.
I think could be really good. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, the humor was definitely like, I don't know, it was definitely a more mature humor, and so like I think that was cool to see. Like you pushed the boundaries, but I liked it.
Didn't push the boundaries too much. I mean, I didn't try to like make like offensive like jokes in there or anything.
No, but I mean, even like the concept of talking about like weed getting smoked, where's my weed, or things like that. So like I appreciate that you weren't like feeling held back,
Oh yeah, like no, like I'm not like the type of person who uses like like the offensive F word or like anything like racial or anything like that. No, I try to not do any of that type of stuff, because yeah, it's just not good.
No, you're right. What would you say you've learned most between doing these projects, from this one, from previous ones?
Well, this one I actually got a chance to work with people that like I literally like never met before. Like some of the people I scouted out were from, like I said, that Discord group, and then there were some that I've actually met like on Twitch. Like they were like playing like the game, and like one of them, the voice of Eustace, the blonde-haired kid. Yeah, like him, well. Yeah, he like I found him on Twitch randomly, and he was playing through the first game, and I really liked his commentary. I thought he was good, and then I noticed that he had in his tags a voice actor thing, and I asked him, it's like, hey, do you like voice acting? And he's like, yeah, I want to become a voice actor. And then I brought up the idea to him, being like, oh well, I'm working on this thing, and blah blah blah, and he really liked it. So
look at you.
Because you guys are because you guys are wondering, the dude I'm talking about, his name is Jay is Tired. In case you're wondering.
Okay, and if you're wondering how he is, you don't have to ask. He's tired.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No, I was gonna say, look at you, man, making dreams come true. That's amazing.
Yeah, and another thing too I thought about that I thought would be really cool is if like, what would happen if like, I don't know, some like agency, like voice acting agency, like saw like my stuff and they wanted to get like one of like you guys to like do something, like that could be something that could happen. You never know.
Right? Yeah. I think
Yeah.
and it's just fun to be a part of these projects too.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, you know, like you get to be all like goofy and shit. Like who doesn't want to do that?
Some librarian out there. No offense to librarians, but I don't know.
Well, I don't know. If I were not a librarian, I'd still be goofy as shit.
Hell yeah. I'd love the goofy librarian. Do you want to be my librarian?
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay. Okay, let's move from the Trails of Coldstone stuff. I think it's just really awesome, and there's a lot to look forward to. So I really do encourage the viewers to go watch it if they haven't, and to subscribe to the channel for the future episodes as well. But, you know, you are a fellow gamer and a fellow YouTube content creator, and you've gone strong with both, with the YouTube content and also the gaming, man. You play some games. Talk to me about, like, what's been your gaming trends as of late?
Like, you mean like what I've been playing lately?
Like, what is your kind of, I don't want to say philosophy, but like the methods of playing, or I don't necessarily mean like emulation. I just mean like, have you been focusing on PC Engine or like, you know, obscure Japanese games you wish you got translated? I do love that series, by the way.
Oh, cool. Well, I don't know. To be honest, dude, like the way how I work is kind of scatterbrained. I just go whichever. Like, I don't know if you ever watched last year when I did the video of the games I finished of like 2020 or 2019. I don't know if you ever saw those or not. But yeah, if you actually like watch like at least like a little bit of like one of them, you'll actually see like I go like freaking like all over the place. Like there'll be like one time I'll be talking about like a PS2 game, and then I'll be talking about like a DS game, and then I'll be talking about another PS2 game, and then I'll be talking about like, I don't know, some like Super Nintendo game. I'm just like, wow, like yeah, that tells you like how like far out there I can go. I can play like basically whatever I feel like. And usually there's no really rhyme or reason to it. Usually it's just like, sometimes I'll be in the mood to be like, okay, today I don't feel like playing an RPG. I feel like playing a game that's more simple, easy, and to the point. So I'll just do this. Or, oh, this game is not like a long game, so I can go through that one, no problem. And then, oh, like if sometimes I'll feel like I do want to play like an RPG, and then I'll like, you know, try and get through that, and which sometimes will take me time, well, depending on the one, because some RPGs aren't long and some of them are long, so it all depends on that.
Okay. How many games would you say you play on average, like yearly, monthly?
I know monthly, like I know like if I were to just say this year, I would say like maybe like 2, to be honest. Like I actually haven't been playing like as many like games this year as I was before. I think it's just because the fact that, you know, I was working on like so much different stuff. I think that's kind of like what I've been like, that why that has been that way. But yeah, I would say maybe about like 2, sometimes 3. It depends.
Yeah, that's reasonable. And you do a lot. I mean, you do the anime reviews, you did the Coldstone project, and then even just the process of content creation, even around gaming. It's a lot to, you know, it's a big load.
Oh yeah, no, like even like the editing on those videos, like even though there's not a lot to it, like even sometimes it can take a bit of time just to kind of splice stuff up.
Yeah, and then video editing software can just go wonky, you know, like earlier today I was having problems with Premiere Pro, and you know, some of that's diagnosing it, and sometimes you want to learn to do new things. I mean, even like 7 years in, I still learn new tricks of the trade.
Oh, same here, dude. Yeah, like I still learn stuff from Sony Vegas. In fact, when I was working on the abridged series, like I actually learned quite a bit just from like watching like tutorial videos on like how to like do certain stuff.
Yeah, video editing is there's a lot to it, but it's fun.
Oh yeah.
So, what do you hope to accomplish with your gaming going forward?
Well, I really just want to just experience games that I just haven't played. That's really what I really want for the most part. And usually it's games that like I've known about for a while, but I just haven't played, or maybe I have played them but just didn't put a lot of time into them. Usually just stuff like that. That's pretty much my main goal, so to speak. Yeah, I would say.
So new experiences, but you do. I notice you do still like to play games that you've experienced before, i.e., like the Shadow Hearts or the Deceptions.
Oh yeah, well that's well when it comes to Deception, that's like a game series I grew up with, so like that's always gonna be a thing for me. Same thing with like Donkey Kong Country and like the Mario games and the Zelda games. Like so yeah, like obviously stuff like that I'll still go back and play every now and again. But yeah, but for the most part, I do try to try like the newer stuff, or like, well, when I mean new, I mean stuff that's new to me.
Yeah, of course. What inspired you to get into stuff like PC Engine or some of the more obscure systems?
Well, I know I've actually talked about this in an upcoming video, but I'll talk about it here too. But basically, yeah, it actually has to go back to Deception, believe it or not. When I first got my PS1, it came with Crash Bandicoot 2, but then my dad, he had like the original first Deception game. I don't know why he had it. I'll never fucking know. But he had it, and I played it, and the game kind of creeped me the hell out, but I was also very intrigued by it. And then, of course, as I was getting older, like a little older, and started to understand the game more, I kind of was telling people about this game, and people like no one I knew was like, "Oh yeah, I heard of that before." No, like all of them were like, "Yeah, I've never heard of that. Like, what the hell is this?" And of course, a lot of the times when I showed them the game, like they were actually they thought the same thing I did. They were like, "Oh wow, this is really cool. Like I've never played a game like this before." And ever since I was showing people like this game, it kind of got me like thinking like, like I wonder what like other like weird games like they have out there and like other stuff. And then of course, as I was getting older and the internet was starting, I was starting to get more access to the internet. I was looking into like many different things. Like yeah, when I found out about like the PC Engine TurboGrafx 16, I was like, wait a minute, there is another console other than like the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis? Like, what the fuck? So yeah, then I found out about that stuff, but unfortunately at the time I didn't know like how to like emulate those games, but I always thought they always looked really interesting. And then, of course, over as time went on, when I started to do my review series, I tried to like, want to like do different stuff.
You know what one system is that I hear so much about, but I have like no experience with, is the Amiga. Have you dabbled in any games on the Amiga?
I've played the Amiga CD32, but it's literally the same thing, just about. I played a little bit, yeah. Not a lot, but it has some interesting stuff. As again, I'm probably gonna say the word "interesting" a lot, by the way, just FYI.
Hey, I'm interested.
All right. Well, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, the Amiga does have some cool games, but it also does have a lot of crap.
Sure.
Yeah, but there are some like games on there where the graphics actually do look kind of interesting and unique, and for that style. Like I know, what's that game? It's like this like really stupid simple game where you're literally playing as like a ball that's like red and white checkered, and you're literally just a ball like just like going into like the screen, like almost like an endless runner kind of thing. I forget the name of it. I'm sure someone will probably know, but I remember like a game like that, like it. Even though it's simplistic as hell, it just looked really cool looking. I don't know why, like just the animation to it, I guess. But it just has like just some interesting games like that. But yeah, you're right though. It's not one that even I've heavily delved into, but I've delved into it a little bit.
From what I understand, a lot of people have taught themselves programming and coding by playing games on the Amiga. So I don't know. I don't even know where to begin with something like that, but I think that would be so cool. Because, like, I don't know, with, like, the Switch or, like, even the 64, it's like you can't just build a cart and then put it in there. But something fascinates me about that. Like, the Star Fox guys, I think they were coding on the Amiga before they were working for Nintendo.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that. Yeah, I don't know about like the coding thing. I just know about just a couple games. That's all I know. Look, I may know about a lot of games, but I don't know like the process and how they get made. Other than that, someone just doesn't want a computer.
Right. I mean, a lot of those are homebrews anyway, but I don't know. It sounds interesting to me. I don't know. What system intrigues you the most?
That's an easy one. Even though, it's an easy one for me to answer. Even though it is a system that I think a lot of people probably wouldn't care about, and that's the PC-98 from NEC.
Hmm.
The reason why I like it is mainly because I feel like the graphic style on that system is just so fucking cool looking. Like, there's just so many like beautiful aesthetic backgrounds. A lot of like the character artwork is like very like detailed and looks like it's like hand drawn and stuff. You know, like I love that. And of course, the music on a lot of those games are really cool too. It almost sounds like a Sega Genesis, but I actually would even say I like it better because like a lot of it is more. Has a little bit more like variety of sounds, I feel like.
Yeah, the Genesis has its limitations with the sound production. I mean, there are some games with great soundtracks on the Genesis, don't get me wrong, but you could tell like it couldn't compete with some of the later console iterations. What would be some... Okay, go ahead.
I was just sorry. I was just about to say, like the PC-98, like it still has limitations, but I feel like they a lot of games like utilize it a lot better, I feel like. But the Genesis, as you said, had some really banger soundtracks for sure.
What would be some games that you think are representative of what forgive me if I get this wrong, the NEC PC-98?
Yeah, you can just call it PC-98 just for short. Even though I know some people would probably assume you're talking about like Windows 98, but no.
I love Solitaire.
Solitaire is a great game.
Minesweeper, classic.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Or Pinball Space Cadet?
Oh, that sounds awesome. I've never played that.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was the pinball game that came with Windows. But,
cool.
Yeah, no. As for your question about like what PC-98 games are represented the most or the best, well, most people know the system for the Toho games. I don't know if you're familiar with Toho, but basically it's like a shoot 'em up series where it has a lot of anime girls, and the music in them is like really rad as hell. Like the music is like way too good for the game, basically. And so that's like the one thing that most people know about the system for. And I would say that's probably the most iconic thing that they got. But I do feel like other games on there that are like kind of cool looking that I can suggest for myself would be like there's actually a Castlevania clone on there called Rusty. It's not perfect, but I do think it is like playable and pretty solid for what it is. And I love the graphics in it. I think it's awesome, and the music is like amazing. It might actually be one of my favorite soundtracks on like PC-98. It's just so catchy, and like I said, it has a lot of like those like Castlevania sound effects, but it's like, obviously it's not trying to like sound like it, but it has like a similar vibe to it, and I love it. And of course it has a lot of other great shoot 'em ups too. Like I know there's what was the one that I looked at in one of my videos? It was crap. It was something Fire Butsujin or something. I can't remember, but basically it almost looked like Musha, basically, and It was just really awesome.
Wow, that sounds awesome. So if you're a shmup fan, then NEC, I can't get this right. PC-98, there we go. Not Windows, is the place to be.
Oh yeah, it definitely has some great shoot 'em ups. I did an entire video talking about the shoot 'em ups on there, and I remembered it now. It was Flame Zapper. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the one that's really good. That plays like Musha. That one's really good. And the other one that I liked, even though it's not the best, but it is like more funny and amusing, was it was just like one where you like use like a fairy, and I remember like one of the levels like literally looks like Dragon Quest.
Nice.
Like it actually has like blue slimes and like green fields and like treasure chests all over it. It's funny.
Dragon Quest Reloaded.
Yeah. I just like I said, I just for some reason the name is escaping me. It's probably because I just haven't like played them in a while.
Cool. Well, I mean, I don't really know much about the system, so that's really interesting to hear. I know a lot of the games that you play are not accessible, we'll put it that way, to the public, like via a physical means. Are you interested in something like a project of revitalizing these games for modern audiences in some way, and what would that look like?
Well, I'd be more than happy to support any game that gets like, an official like localization or official like, release, like whether it be physical or digital, doesn't matter. Like I'd be perfectly okay with that. Like for an example, remember in one of my games I wish got fan translated video, there was one game I talked about called I can't remember the Japanese name of it, but I know the English name of it now. But it's Kowloon High School Chronicles. It was originally a PS2 game, and it's like a dungeon crawling RPG from Atlas that never came out over here back in the day. Well, they actually made an official version of that game in English on the Switch, and I actually bought it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I did play a little bit of it, and it seemed pretty good, but unfortunately, it is one of those games that you do need a guide for, and unfortunately, the only guide is, like, all in Japanese, and if you try and translate it with Google Translate, it just, like, it's really bad. So,
okay.
I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for someone on GameFAQs to make something up before I continue playing it. But it was cool, though, and like I said, I was happy that such a random ass game like that got released now, because back in the time when that, like, the original version came out, like, we never got it, and it was kind of weird and shit. So yeah, I was really, really happy about that, and I'd be more than happy to see more games like get like, versions like that, like if they can.
Yeah, like Switch, Steam releases, stuff like that. It just feels like so many of those older games are really locked in the past.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, a big part of that has to do with the fact that, like, the companies that made them, they're either not around anymore, or they are around, but they're, like, owned by, like, other people, like, other properties, and, of course, those people don't care.
Square Enix. Sorry, I coughed.
Yeah, Square. Well, to be honest, I feel like a lot of like known companies are known for having like a lot of great IPs, but they just do nothing with. But yeah, Square is definitely one. Capcom is another. Then even Nintendo is kind of like this to a degree.
Yeah.
Oh, and Sega, and yeah. There's
every Sega compilation you get is like the same 40 games every time. Which, I mean, like, no offense to like, Comics Zone or freaking Golden Axe 1 through 3 or anything, but they've just become such household names at this point that I think those compilations and even like the Mega Drive Mini and stuff, they kind of lose their appeal.
Yeah, I mean, I do think like having like some of those games are cool. The only one that like kind of like aggravates me that they keep putting it on there is like stupid Super Thunderblade. I just don't like that game.
Yeah.
Like I just don't. And same thing with Flicky. Like I don't like Flicky either. But although I kind of get that one because it is like one of like Sonic Team's like first game, so I kind of get it. But it's still like ugh, why?
Yeah. That one can stay in the past. That's not even...
Yeah.
It's like it's an arcade game before it's like a Genesis IP, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's just weird, but yeah, anyways, so yeah, no, like there's a lot of like Sega games that I think would be cool if they ever did like revitalize or like re-put back in like another compilation or something, and there's a lot that they could do.
What are some offhand that you can think of that you would like to see in a compilation?
Okay, if we're talking about ones that are definitely doable, well, I think having Musha would be cool, because even though it is made by Compile, they actually are still around, though they're known as Compile Heart, and they could do that.
They did put it on the Mega Drive Mini, but it's not really anywhere else that I've seen. Maybe on the Wii Shop or something, but...
Okay, you're right about that. I forgot. Yeah. But, yeah, so there's that. Valis 3, I think would be really great. That's, like, the best one on the Genesis, in my opinion.
I've seen Valis 4 on the Switch SNES service, but
yeah,
I agree that a lot of those games you can't seem to, like, find very playable versions of.
Yeah, and actually Super Valis 4 is a good game, too. I do like that one. I do.
Oh, go ahead.
But I do kind of like 3 a little bit better, though. I think at least the Genesis version.
I think I would like to get into those games, but I don't even know like where to start.
I mean, there's no real continuity to it. It's literally you're an anime character fighting a bunch of anime villains. There you go. That's your game.
My favorite.
Yeah, like that's literally what all the games are. And yeah, I'm like, okay, just go around, you hit things. Yeah, it's fun.
Do you know Gaiares? Do you know that game, Gaiares, on the Genesis?
Which one?
Gaiares?
Is that the shoot 'em up from Renovation?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Now that one's pretty good. That one's hard, but it's good.
There's a point I was not able to get past in like level 6 or something. For the longest time I couldn't get past level 3, but then I think I saw a trick with like the water boss or something. It's basically a game, if you lose your upgrades, you're screwed because of the checkpoint system.
Yeah. I can't remember how far I got through that game. I know it wasn't that far though.
Badass game though. You asked me, I think, about games with bad box art. I think that's a game with great box art.
Oh yeah. That one's cool. Well, I like the Japanese box art better if it's the one I'm thinking of, but the American one is still cool looking though. Oh, actually, another game too that I can say that I also wish was still available, like easier, is Troubleshooter. It's like another shoot 'em up series where you use like 2 chicks on jetpacks. I know there's another name for it as well, but I always forget the other one. But I know one of them was called Troubleshooter or something like that.
I think 2 chicks on jetpacks is also a good name.
Yeah, 2 chicks on jetpacks.
I'd buy that.
Yeah, but no, that game's really awesome though. It has a great soundtrack too.
Sweet. Solid recommendation. Cool. So what can we expect from BioPhoenix going forward?
Going forward, well, I mean, outside of like my bridge content, when it comes to like my main channel, well, I'm still gonna do reviews on stuff whenever I can. I'm gonna try and do more like discussional videos. I just, I'll be honest, a lot of the times I can just never think of like a good idea on ones I can do. But I do want to try and do more of those. Like I actually do have 2 in mind. One of them I already finished. I'm just waiting to upload it. The other one I just haven't put together yet. So there's that. At least as of when I'm doing this right now. I don't know when this is going to be uploaded for everyone to see.
Yeah, probably way late. So you'll have content to check out.
Okay, yeah. So maybe by the time when this video is uploaded, yeah, you'll probably see those 2 that I'm talking about. But yeah, there's just stuff like that. Of course, I'm gonna try and do more streams too.
Yeah, dude, you champion those Saturday streams, man.
Yeah, lately I haven't been able to do them on Saturdays. I've actually been doing them on like Friday nights or Friday like afternoons, I guess. But yeah, so I've been mostly doing them on Fridays. Sometimes Sundays too. But yeah, I haven't been able to do them on Saturdays for a little bit though.
Cool. You're a phoenix of all trades, let's just say.
Alright, I'm cool with that. I mean, what the fuck was it? The Red Mage? Like they were always considered like the jack of all trades of like the party. I always liked them, so there you go. I'm cool with that.
Hey, excellent. The Red Mage. Is that Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
I'm showing my lack of knowledge here.
Yeah. No, it's the Red Mage was the one that had like the badass hat.
I just know like the little mage from like Final Fantasy 9. It's like the prototypical mage.
Oh, that's Vivi. Yeah, that's he's a black mage though.
What would Vivi look like if he was a red mage? Don't answer that. Don't worry. You can if you want, but something to think about. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you heard it here first. We've had a lovely guest on. He's got great content for you to check out. Check out BioPhoenix. Check out Trails of Cold Stone, and stay tuned to him for more great gaming content to come.
Take it easy, everyone. Hope you have a good one. And as always, thank you for having me on.
My pleasure. We'll bring you back for more. Next time we can talk Deception. I'll try and play it.
All right, cool.
Yeah.